Hi everybody, welcome to Friday Sews, and today I've got one new make, one new bag, and I have got some Overlocker lace to talk about. So if you want to know more about that, stay tuned and I'll be coming to that shortly. And a little bit of something that I might have got through the post, which I did order. So the garment is a brand new pattern launch. It's a launch that happened on Wednesday the 22nd from Sew Over at London. I'm a pattern insider for those, so I did get gifted the pattern for free. No obligation to make it, no obligation to share it. But yeah, I really like it. So what is great about this pattern? So as you can see from the line drawings, from this pattern you actually get three options for different garments. So you get the option of this sort of sweatshirt, t-shirt with a balloon sleeve cuff. And that I would describe that as a standard length. That's the length that I've actually made. So I'll show you more about that in the pictures. You do get an option for a cropped length, which I might do later, but probably extended just slightly. I also think this could potentially make a nice jersey dress if you just put kind of an A-line jersey skirt on the bottom. And then you've also, as you can see, got the dress as well, which has the option to put an elastic casing in the back, and that just comes around the side to give you a little bit more shape. And I have seen some of the pattern insiders make this quite long, like I would make it, or make it above the knee as well. So you've got options for more variations outside of that. It is available in sizes 6 to 30 in UK sizes, so there's a wide size range there. As always, you can print in A4 or you can print in AO. It does come in 3 sheets of AO, but obviously that's because there's a dress as well as a sweatshirt, and yeah, it was dead easy to make, I've got to say. So the fabric that I used was fabric that was a Secret Santa at the Sunday Sewtoon in 2023. So whoever got me that year, thank you, because you knew my colours well. I'm not exactly sure of the fabric composition. I think it's got a crepey feel, so I don't know if it's a viscose crepe. Obviously it's got a stretch because it's a stretch pattern. So it's this one just here. Now I didn't put the hemband on, did put the cuffs on, and as you can see it's quite a narrow cuff, and when I was cutting it out I was thinking, oh, that's not very wide, but actually it's really cute when it's on, and I think it gives it the look of a bit blouse like, but you're wearing basically a stretch top like a t-shirt. It's quite a wide-ish neck. I could have probably brought the neckband in a little bit more, but I'm very happy with it on. And it's got the balloon sleeves. Now, one little secret bit that you can barely see is that there is a dart at the top of the sleeve. So when you have your sleeve head like that, there's a V in it. You just join it together, sew a dart as usual, but then what you do is cut into the dart and press it open. So let me take it off the hanger. So I was a bit kind of worried that there would be a bump, but you can actually barely see it. It's pressed in so well, and it just gives you that nice little bit of shape on your shoulder. So there are different options depending on your size brackets. Some do have the option to put a bust dart in. Mine didn't. I actually made it in a 20 because it's got some fitted shape. Obviously you could take that out if you didn't want it to be as fitted, but I felt like it was really true to size. My measurements took me into that one. I didn't want to go any smaller, and I'm really happy with it. So I will drop some pictures in now. I was lucky enough to get a beautiful day and get up to the coast last week, and it was about 11 degrees, but the sky was so blue, although I did look a bit crazy when I took my long cardigan off. But I hope that you like the pictures. As you can see, I did actually cut a waistband in the grey rib, but I didn't put it on. I wanted to see how it was, whether I liked it, and I've just got some plain wide leg trousers in denim on with it. I am tempted to maybe put that band on, or maybe pin it on and see if I like it. I'm not sure yet, but there will definitely be more, and you know I love a sweater dress, so I can definitely see me making the sweater dress in the future. All of the versions I've seen of the sweater dress look absolutely gorgeous, and the cropped ones as well, so I think it's going to be quite a versatile pattern to have in your collection. it didn't really take an awful lot of fabric. As I say, I made the size 20, so let me just see. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. If you want to see some of the versions of it, pop over and check out Sew Over It on Instagram, and it is called the Hollie. So it's the Hollie dress and jumper. That's the pattern that you're looking for. Really nice make to go into the new year with. And it really suits me. I'm really pleased with it. So I hope you like the pictures that I've put in so far. Very simple make. I just cover stitched around the neck. I did pop a little cute as label in there as well, and the blue stitching is just, I used the woolly nylon in the Overlocker loopers just to try out that softer feeling next to my skin, and it does feel really nice and soft, so I'm very pleased with that. And I just overlocked it all and did a cover stitch around the neck to finish that top stitching off, and yeah, very happy with that. I got some like a plain pink waffle knit, like a dusty pink, and I was going to do it in that, but I wanted to try it in this first, so I do think I might be running up another one in that. I've made a lot of sweatshirts lately. As you know, I got a bit obsessed with the Drew, as many of us did. Nothing wrong with that at all, but I felt ready for a different shape of top, and I've got sort of a skirt planned that I know is going to go well with in either of those colours, so quite a versatile make. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So the second make is a bag, and I mentioned this pattern a little while ago. Somebody told me about it during a gift to November. It's the Scrunchie tote. As you can see here, it's quite a straightforward tote bag, but with scrunchy straps. So I've been waiting for this, just waiting for the right time really to have a go. So it takes 0.6 of a metre for the outer fabric, 0.3 for the lining, and 0.4 foam interfacing. I didn't have enough foam interfacing. I should have gone to get some, but you know, you always kind of think you'll give it a try. So I did 2 layers of a thick wove, like iron-on interfacing. It needs a bit more. So it's suitable, the outer is suitable for a medium to heavyweight woven fabric, and the lining a lightweight woven fabric. Could be quite a good scrap buster, and you can use a magnetic snap on it as well. I didn't bother with that. So very simple make. The instructions are pretty straightforward as well, and I do like it. There's a couple of alterations that I'm going to do, so I'll talk you through it now. So let me just show you it first. So this is the bag as it is. So size wise, you can sort of see now I need to top stitch these parts down. I need to take the lining back out again. I'll talk to you more about the why for that later, but I kind of went a bit off piste. I know it's not really a shock when I was making it, so it is meant to be a little bit sort of sturdier, and the top stitching will help with that. So I wanted to basically play and try out some different techniques. So one of the techniques that I'm going to show you now is Overlocker lace. So I don't know if it's something you've come across before, something that you're interested in. I hope that it is. To make Overlocker lace, you're basically overlocking and then joining more overlocking onto the overlocking. So I'll put a picture in of the play that I had first. It's one of the things that they show you on the Baby Lock course. You do use woolly nylon in your looper, so you just use a 4-thread overlock. You can do it on any overlocker, not just Baby Lock. On Overlock, you have stitch selector on A, so that's just standard settings on any overlocker. Stitch width on 7.5 and stitch length on 1.5. I did play around with that a little bit, but I would say start on that and alter that if you want to. And differential feed on standard, so normal, whatever your normal is on your machine. And basically, you're just building up row upon row. So you actually start to overlock and you're not on the fabric anymore. Play with it, honestly. It would be gorgeous around the top of like kiddie socks. There's so many things that you could do with it, but you do need to have some woolly nylon in the looper to sort of give it that like the volume. And then whenever your last row is, you would change your differential feed to 0.6, and that just starts to give it a bit of a ripple effect. So you might want to make a note of those settings if you fancy giving it a try. Now, was it perfect? No. Was I playing? Yes. Did I have fun? Absolutely. On Sunday, I just came upstairs, sat at my new little desk, and I used the Gloria to do it on the cover stitch part. But I just enjoyed playing and being creative rather than feeling like I had a garment that I had to get on with. When I came up to do it, I didn't even know if I was going to make the bag or just have a bit of a play. So you might notice that I've also done some like decorative stitching here. So I've got a little sample of that that'll be easier to get up close. So this is using the cover stitch part of the Gloria, which I could have done on my Euphoria, which is just here. So you could do it on any cover stitch machine. It's just reverse cover stitching. So rather than having, I think I used 2 needles and I used a sparkly blue thread in the looper, and I had to make a thread cradle to pull it through the air looper. Dead easy. And this is what you get. So I've done sort of a crisscross grid on the actual bag, but on the other side of the fabric, you've just got your 2 rows of stitching, which you can barely see on this. So it's called reverse cover stitching. So I did draw lines on the inside of this, on the outer shell, to give me the grid, so that I got it right, because I just wanted to sort of highlight and make a bit more of a feature of this lace. So I'll bring it in a little bit closer, let you have a look. With being in a circle, I was trying to work out where I started and where I sort of stopped. So I think it's slightly thicker here than it is here. I just went round on quite a large stitch I went on my sewing machine and just sort of appliqued this on, but then I went with some woolly nylon and just sort of stitched into this so it still stands up, but I wanted to catch it a bit more so it has the effect, but it's not kind of off all the time. I'm super pleased with it. I mean, I had a little play out on the course, and then that's the first time I've done it since. So yeah, as I say, I had a little play with a bit of scrap fabric, and then I just went straight onto that circle, and yeah, I really like it. I think you could do it on all sorts of things, like the top of pockets, or just make a bit of a decorative feature out of it. So I hope that you've liked me sharing that with you today. So I think that pattern was about £6 from Etsy. The only thing I would say is I feel that the straps are a little bit too long for a handbag. Like if I wanted to wear it sort of on my arm here, I would want it a bit shorter. Now I want to put a base in it and I want to do the top stitching on it. So I'm actually going to open out the lining again and go in and do that. And I was talking to Carl about a stabiliser for the bottom, and he thinks this size will be fine for him to do that on a 3D printer, so I can insert sort of the white plastic into there. But if you are looking for bases, I know Choose to Child Fabrics do have the By Annie ones, but I mean, if Carl can do that for me, that's going to save me a little bit of money on there. I mean, I'm still playing with this. I want it to be more stable, and I probably will shorten the straps, and I might even put like a shoulder strap onto the end. But overall, do I like it? Yes. Will I make another one? Yeah, I think so. And if you did want to size it up or down, I think it would be relatively easy to do. To do the scrunchy straps, you just have 2 very long tubes and then 2 shorter tubes. So you just stitch down them, turn them out, and then put the shorter one inside the longer one. I've done that with elastic before, but not with fabric, and it just gives it this scrunchy effect. So cute. Let me know what you think. Obviously, not as stable as I would like it to be, but hey ho, I enjoyed playing. And it feels like ages since I've just sat in my sewing room and had a bit of a play. So yeah, it was good fun. And the other thing that happened this week was I've subscribed to Liberty Beauty Drop for over a year now, maybe about a year and a half. I've really enjoyed it. I loved having my beauty advent calendar from them this year, but the box came last week and I was a bit meh. And we're on a bit of a cost saving in our household at the moment. We've got a plan of what we want to save for, and fabric doesn't come into that, I've got to say. But I thought, yeah, I can sort of save a bit of money on that. But I had a bit of credit in my account, so I've bought sort of hair and beauty things with it before, but I wanted to get something that I could keep. Now, the scissors that I use, I've got 3 pairs, and they were all my mum's, so they're all about 50 years old. And I just thought, I'm going to treat myself. So I think I don't know, I had £4 to pay anyway. So these were £39.95, made in Italy, and they are Betsy Ann printed scissors. I mean, the box is just beautiful on its own. That's why I wanted to show you that. So here we go. How cute are they? So I'll continue to use, I've got my favourite pair of scissors, but I just thought, yeah, let's use that little bit of money for something that I'm going to keep rather than put on my hair or my face. And now I can use it to save up for something special instead. I might go back to it at some point in the future. I think like anything like that, you kind of, I did glossy box for a while. You sort of have a time and then you move on and you do something different, don't you? So I'm okay with that. So let me know what you think of the top, of the bag, the scissors, and yeah, let me know what you're up to, what you're making, and all of the normal. Thank you for spending time with me as always. All the links to my Facebook group, So Virtual, and everything are all in the description box. The links to the pattern will be in the description box, and so the pattern for the top and the tote bag. The fabrics, the gingham I've had for ages, and the top fabric, obviously I don't know where that came from, so there won't be links to fabric today. But if you're not already subscribed, please just tick that box, subscribe, get a little notification. We're creeping further towards 5,000 subscribers and also 3,000 followers on Instagram. And when we hit one of them, there is going to be a giveaway with me and somebody else. It's all planned, but I'm not revealing it just yet. So yeah, help us get there, be part of our community, because it's just lovely, isn't it, really? So that's me signing off for today. I'm going to get ready for So Virtual tonight, and I will catch up with you on Sunday when it's going to be my gathering vlog. So keep a lookout for that, and I will see you very soon.